Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Arnaud De Lapierre, passionate about dividend investments. Today we will talk about a company that, in my opinion, clearly stands out in the long term. TotalEnergies. Why could this stock be essential in the year 2025? In this video, I want to give you concrete information and share my analysis based on current events, the company's strategy, and its past performance. Throughout this presentation, stay attentive. There will be numbers, facts, and personal reflection to help you strengthen your understanding of the stock. Make yourself comfortable. Let's go. Dividends hold a special place in an investor's life. Receiving a regular yield generates passive income while maintaining the potential for capital gains on the stock's value. TotalEnergies, formerly Total, it has made a name for itself thanks to the consistency of its distribution policy and its ability to maintain good levels of profitability. Its payment history will be among the most stable in the French stock market. Many prefer this kind of regularity. The big question is, why does 2025 appear as an important year? We will examine all this in detail. TotalEnergies, it is a major company in the energy sector with activities that of course cover oil, gas, and less polluting sources. Its history goes back several decades and it has been able to adapt to economic changes. Its evolution is reflected notably by the diversification of its sources of income and a shift towards renewable sources. In parallel, it benefits from the support of institutional investors, which is, of course, a guarantee of stability. To invest your capital in this entity, it is important to understand how it navigates sometimes volatile markets. This understanding will help us target medium-term returns. A short break to tell you about an incredibly useful tool, the Notrade app, available for free on iOS and Android. It offers reliable trading signals, which can really help identify opportunities. Its simple interface makes it pleasant to use, even if you're not a tech expert. Plus, you can receive notifications so you don't miss anything. If you're looking for support to manage your strategy, don't hesitate to download and try it. I remind you, it's free. It's always nice to have a little help when you want to refine your decision making. Let's return to TotalEnergies and this famous deadline of 2025. Analysts estimate that energy demand will continue to grow, especially in certain developing areas. TotalEnergies has already made several acquisitions and established its activities on different continents. This gives it strength against geopolitical variations. The current trends in the oil market, combined with the growth of greener energies, can offer a favorable framework for those seeking a stable asset for a long-term vision. Don't worry, we will explain these points clearly later. If we look at past dividends, we notice that TotalEnergies shows a certain generosity. The payments are often adjusted according to the fluctuations in the barrel price, but the company aims to maintain an attractive yield for its shareholders. Over the years, it has maintained a well-regarded distribution history, even when the economic climate was rather uncertain. This is a significant asset for any long-term investor. This regularity provides a source of steady income while supporting the stock price. The question of the shift towards more sustainable energies is often mentioned. TotalEnergies has positioned itself by investing in solar, wind, and other innovative segments. Of course, this requires significant capital, but the company seems confident in its ability to combine financial returns and energy transitions. According to several sector scenarios, fossil energy still holds a significant place for a few more years, while leaving room for less polluting resources. This dual dynamic may represent an opportunity to seize for 2025, thanks to the potential profitability in hydrocarbons and the rise of alternatives. Clean. Strategically, TotalEnergies is focusing both on cost optimization and on innovation. The severe past oil crises have demonstrated that securing supplies and diversifying its activities are two pillars of stability. Thanks to partnerships in several countries, the firm enjoys better resilience against geopolitical uncertainties, as we saw a little earlier. Financially, it has already proven that it can generate solid profits later, redistributed as dividends, while keeping an eye on its renewable investments and its environmental commitment. We see a coherent approach to support its action, at least in the long term. Let's now look towards the horizon of 2025. Why does this time frame attract attention? Some large-scale projects launched by TotalEnergies will start to bear fruit. In parallel, the markets could evolve based on international demand, but also technological advances. In this context, the labor margin is rather wide. If crude oil prices remain within a decent range, the company will have the means to distribute comfortable dividends. If the energy transition accelerates, the diversification undertaken can also stimulate the group's growth ultimately. That's why this point in time can be pivotal for the dividend strategy. At present, Total's yield mostly fluctuates between 5 to 6%, or even more, depending on the stock price. This level is rather interesting compared to other CAC 40 stocks. For 2025, some think that the company could maintain or even increase this rate if the conditions remain favorable. However, it is wise to remain cautious in the face of fluctuations. Geopolitics, the price of a barrel, and international competition play a role in the stability of the company. But if you aim for a solid passive income, TotalEnergies remains an option to study closely. It is also important to consider the risks. Any oil company remains sensitive to price volatility and international tensions. In addition, there are new climate-related regulations that may impose fees or limit certain activities. However, TotalEnergies' ability to adapt to market changes gives it a significant advantage in the market. By turning to greener segments, the firm partially anticipates long-term prospects. For an investor, the idea is to accurately assess their objectives, risk profile, and strategic vision before positioning themselves, especially over a long-term horizon. At the same time, I noticed that TotalEnergies regularly offers automatic dividend reinvestment plans, which can accelerate capital creation over time. Reinvestment allows you to gradually buy new shares and thus benefit from a snowball effect. Of course, everyone must inform themselves and compare different approaches. However, having a potentially stable resource in capital, gain, and distribution can give meaning to this approach. With a view to 2025, combining dividend and stock market valuation can prove wise if market conditions are favorable. Taking a position on TotalEnergies does not mean neglecting other stocks in the energy sector or other sectors. Sometimes it is wise to diversify to reduce overall risks of their portfolio. Some will prefer to focus on a few large, robust companies, while others will choose to accumulate different dividend stocks to smooth out their returns. As for me, I see TotalEnergies as a solid pillar capable of complementing other investments. The essential thing is to understand that the dividend should not be the only decision criterion. The overall health of the company and its prospects, of course, also come into play. Before moving on to the last point, I would like to emphasize the importance of a thoughtful approach. Dividends are an asset, but they are not everything. Always check the levels of debt, profitability, and the company's policy over several years. Also observe how TotalEnergies holds up against the competition and market fluctuations. Personally, I like to consult quarterly reports to see if promises are being fulfilled. This approach helps to avoid, of course, unpleasant surprises. I remind you that I am not a financial advisor because it would require a very specific degree to be legal. I am only sharing my experience and ideas to contribute to your reflection. And there we go. We reached the end of this discussion on TotalEnergies and its dividend outlook for 2025. I hope these elements will help you in your approach. Regarding investment, on my side, I remain convinced that this asset has a bright future ahead due to its expertise and willingness to transform. If you enjoyed this content, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. Your support encourages me to continue. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you think of TotalEnergies and what other topics you would like me to cover. Thank you.